Greetings everybody and welcome to Refugee to Industrial Regent. I have been a bit busy off camera. I went ahead and built a temporary wall surrounding the new eastern extent of Byzantium. You can just barely see it out through those trees there. I've built a bit of a boulevard, and you can actually see it on the mini-map up there. The main east-west boulevard, as well as half of the north-south boulevard. I unfortunately don't have enough cobblestone to complete the other side of it, so I'll have to deal with that later. I may even put it off. Well, I can't really put it off for another stage, though, can I? But this episode, I have a boat to take me down to my mining outpost to the south. But if I want to go north, and let me show you on a journey map here. If I want to go north, or really any reasonable distance to the west, I'm going to want some sort of land-based mount. And in order to facilitate that, I'm going to go ahead and start with a stable. And I've already laid out the basic groundwork for it off camera. But I'm going to go ahead and lay down a gravel path down the center. I grabbed one stack of gravel. It should be more than enough for the job. Alright. And now that I've cleared out where the gravel is going to go, there we go. Alright. There we go. And now I just need to get rid of this one block that I misplaced. I'm going to go ahead and take this jungle wood and turn it into planks. And also grab this spruce wood as well. And I'm going to go ahead and build up the sides here. And then these here are going to be the stalls for the animals, at least for the time being. This is not necessarily intended to be a permanent stable, but it will last me at least a couple of stages until I can build something. Well, realistically, until I can build a gate that I can reliably get a steed through. Because until then, I do kind of have to keep the steeds outside the city gates. So I've got 4 up to this level. And I'll also reconfigure the torches in a little bit once I get this built up. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and top it off here. So that's the walls on 2 stalls now complete. Alright. Not much more to do, thankfully. Alright, now on to the other side. This is number 4. And this will make 5. And that's the walls finished. And now let's go ahead and get the roof sorted out. This won't be too big a deal, I don't think. Alright. And I'm probably just going to go ahead and finish this off camera, and I will come back once I have the roof done. Alright. It's all done, and it is now morning. So I'm going to go ahead and fix up the lighting here. Yeah, that's probably going to be my standard lighting configuration. I know it's a bit asymmetric, but I think I can deal with that. Actually, let me check something here with this one. Yeah, never mind. That's one less torch per stall. And crucially, it avoids the asymmetry. So I think I'll go with that instead. Yeah, that works. Alright. So that's 5 out of 6 lit up. And that's 6 out of 6. And with that, the stable is almost finished. I still have one last thing to install. Fence gates at the entrance. This should more or less keep mobs out. Of course, I do have to trim back this tunnel a little bit. I'm actually going to go ahead and start this process just a little bit. Yeah, just trim back this tunnel here. Now, I'm not going to have the opportunity quite yet to clear this old archway out. I don't have the tools on hand, and it's not a huge priority. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to run over to Odessos, and this would be a good chance to show off what I've been doing in Odessos. I've gone ahead and readjusted the road network. That farmhouse is gone, and there's a meteor that dropped where that house used to be. The road is finished. I've got the structure of the South Odessos farmhouse finished up, although I don't have any furnishings inside it yet. I've gone ahead and planted a bunch of crops in this area here. That there is geese all greens, which I will use a little bit later on in this episode. We've got cotton there and there. We've got carrots, potatoes, and wheat. Though at their current stage of growth, it's hard to tell which is which. But the reason I came to Odessos, and let me head up to the granary, and at some point I need to consider building a proper retaining wall on the side of this road here. But the reason I came to Odessos was to grab some wheat, and I want 2 stacks and 16. And since I have a crafting table here in Odessos, it probably makes the most sense to go ahead and craft the hay bales here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the hay bales, run back to Byzantium, it's not a short run, and I do apologize for that. Now I'm going to take this little area here that I built off camera. I'm going to go ahead and dig out the floor of this interior area, and I'm going to replace it with these hay bales. Alright? And I'm actually going to go ahead and take these 4 and replace them. There we go, like so, and like so. And now I'm going to run into Byzantium and grab one other thing I need for this next part, and that is these geese all greens from Chococraft. But in order to actually use them, I need to find the Chocobo, because I'm going to be riding the... So I expect to ride the Chocobo back. Actually, let me check something. Do I have any Chocobo feathers? I do. Alright. So what I can do then is craft myself a Chocobo saddle. There we go. Now all I have to do is find the Chocobo. This in fairness, is the hard part. And in fact, I'm going to go off camera until I do find the Chocobo. Well, that was a little bit quicker than I expected. Heck, you could still see Byzantium in my mini-map. Alright. There we go. And now I can go ahead and ride this Chocobo back home. Alright. Let's see, do I have to open a gate or two? It looks like it's 2 gates that I'll have to open. At least I have less to worry about with mobs. Alright. Somehow I figured these Chocobos would be a little bit bigger. Alright. And that healed it up quite nicely, which is good. Alright, now I'm going to see if I can't find a second Chocobo. I shall return. Alright, and here is Chocobo number 2. Let's get this one home. Now I want to be careful because I've got some water in the way. I'm actually just south of, that's actually the new southern seawall for Byzantium. So I'm actually a little bit further south than I would like to be. And unfortunately, I can't ride Chocobos across rivers just as I can't ride horses across rivers. Alright, well, let's see. And unfortunately, I am inside Byzantium at this point. And here's the actual boulevard. Alright, let's see. Now, how am I going to get this one home the rest of the way? I can see the partner over there, which is actually not a good sign. There seems to be a problem with the world loading. I shall return once I get this one home. Alright, well, I managed to get the Chocobo this far. I had to build a temporary dirt ramp to get it over that wall. Now, with any luck, I can get the Chocobo up on top of this wall. I'm over this wall. But now, I have to destroy one of the crenellations. But that gets me here. And there we go. Now, I'm going to put these two in the same stall for the time being for one simple reason. First off, I'm going to heal this Chocobo up with a Geesol green. And then in my cultivation of Geesol greens, I've managed to get a few of these lovely Geesols. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use it. How do I not have different genders? Uh-oh. If these two are the same gender, then my plan just, sort of, they're the same gender, aren't they? It would help if I knew how to determine what gender these Chocobos were. But I'll have to let that slide for the time being. I'll likely get another couple of lovely greens from the Geesol farm in Odessos. In the meantime, there's one other thing that I would like to make. While it is generally illegal for me to use metals in this stage, I made exceptions for the chisel and the shears, and I can't guarantee... Well, I was considering making a third exception, but the ability to heal Chocobos with the geese all greens makes it unnecessary in this stage, and I can put it off until it actually officially becomes legal. But nonetheless, I am going to go ahead and start processing the ores. Alright, to do that I need 3 of those. Let me think. I believe it is 3 of the Certus quartz dust and 2 cobblestone. Now I make my way in here. I'll use the wood to make sticks. The sticks make a wooden gear. Surround the wooden gear with smooth stone. A V of Certus quartz dust below the smooth stone, and then cobblestone on the bottom gives me the grind stone, which I will set there. Now I need this wooden crank, which is 5 sticks. Of course, it had to be 5. Oh well. Alright. Now I've got a wooden crank, which I can go ahead and put on the grindstone. Go ahead and put the sticks up. I'm just going to go ahead and take this iron ore, the 6 I've got here, and just throw it into the grindstone. And then a lot of clicking later. And I do mean a lot of clicking later. I believe it is 8 clicks per ore. Yeah, so we got 1 processed. Now I'll know I'm done when I can no longer crank this grindstone. But like I said, it will be a little bit. And it's for something I can't do much of anything with at this stage, but nonetheless, this is legal for this stage to grind down the ores, provided that I do so with this grindstone. Alright, a little bit further. Alright, and that's it. We are done with that. I recognize that this is a little bit of a shorter episode, but I managed to accomplish most of what I wanted to do this episode. I kind of wish I could get, I kind of wish I could figure out what genders my Chocobos are so I could figure out why I didn't get a baby from my attempts at breeding. I suspect they're the same gender, and that's what the problem is. So once I figure out how to determine what gender a Chocobo is and get a Chocobo, 2 Chocobos of opposing genders in the stables, I can go ahead and start my breeding program off camera and show off the results next episode or the episode after, probably depending on how long it takes. In the meantime, I will see you next time, everybody.